Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Mobius Front 83, where we get to start today's episode with everybody's favorite activity, decoding enemy radio signals. So this time, ooh, this is interesting. This time we're going to have to do a little bit more work than usual. So we can shift things up and down, which is certainly going to be helpful. We need, right, we're going to need to split this. Amplify, shift up. Actually, are we going to need 3 copies? We are going to need 3 copies, right? I think so. So split again. Here, we just amplify it and then center channel. This doesn't go down yet. Here we split up and amplify. Here we move down and amplify. And then there we go. That just barely fits. Well, we've showed our hand now. Maybe when they see the hives, they'll understand and agree to help. Gotta keep hope alive somehow. It does seem like this is very obviously the thing we ought to be doing, right? Also, apparently there's an idea here that's like very simple that I just totally missed, because boy, some people did this in very few objects indeed. What did I'm not going to stress about it. We have a solution, it works, it fits in the space. I'm just going to go ahead and take that. So, 3 more TIS puzzles. We're getting close to the end of the game. Alright, once again, surface-to-air missile batteries. Once again, they're going to have lasers and 25 points of units to my 20. We're not allowed to bring in the big attack helicopters yet, but we do get tanks. And I don't know if you guys know this, I think the tanks are pretty alright. So let's take, let's take some tanks just down through here, I guess? Like, where do I think... Were I defending from their side, where would I set up? I mean, they could defend this pretty easily with a bunch of guys here. This area is going to be a little bit harder to take advantage of stationary defenses because there's so many ways for us to duck in and out of line of sight. So I'm going to aim for here, like, go through this to there. Hopefully we can get in here before they can get in position to stop us. And then, what all else do we want to bring? Is it 2 cargo trucks? Like, basically, do we want to buy another 3-pointer? I kind of don't think so. Or, sorry, no, I kind of do think so. I kind of think we'll bring in a Bradley. It's no tank, but it's kind of a nice middle ground between a tank and a truck in that it has infantry on it. And then, also it's fast. There's a lot to be said for that. And then we'll bring, like, a cargo truck full of dudes, because I don't think the ATGM team is likely enough to be useful. Yeah. They're pretty bad, if we're being honest. Alright, let's try it like this. See if we can do this. So I suspect they will... Okay, I was going to say, they will not have anything really in place yet, so we want to move up and get vision and control of the area as quickly as possible. These things can only attack vehicles from adjacent and not after moving, so we're alright for now. Where do we want to set up the Bradley? We may not have time to move the Bradley. I am not going to help them with the hive. I know that. I do think we have a serious question as to whether or not we just drop off the infantry here. I kind of don't want to move any further forward because of the swarm, right? Let's start deploying. If this swarm moves forward, obviously we'll have to run, but that's fine. If we gotta run, we run. They got that in position already. We can't really move forward here. So I guess I'm going to do this. Oh, hey, good to know. Fortunately, their air power is wasted. Alright, that's bad for us. So I can move to here and just take the swing, but obviously if we whiff, it's pretty bad for us. You have a range 2 gun. I'm going to move these guys down for these trees. Can't move forward any further, but neither can they. I'm going to move this thing to here. And now we're in a position where both of my tanks can hit that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So next turn we can push this thing if it doesn't move. Alright, let's see what they do. You're allowed to fire at the hive, but like, why? That thing does not pose much of a threat to me. It's far more annoying to them. Interesting. So, I think we push. Alright, that was pretty lucky. We'll do this and this. Alright, hopefully this thing does have the ability to just 6 one of our tanks. On a 5 or a 6, obviously we are sad. Okay. Never less than the middle of the damage range. This thing's not actually much of a threat. Although obviously now that they have these guys forward, we can't use infantry to threaten the ATGMs anymore. And you're still just far enough forward to be really annoying. You guys move up to here. I think you just fall back, because otherwise you're going to get shot by that guy. You no longer need to menace this direction. And then we're definitely going to bring up one of these Cobras. I'm a big fan of the Cobra. And I mean, I honestly think it is just going to be Cobra and 2 tanks. It's very difficult to justify non-tank units. So let's go tank, and the only thing it might be is like 1 tank and 1 Bradley and the Cobra. Depending on how much I want to have infantry to just gum up the opponent's works. Right now we have 4 infantry. But we're definitely bringing the Cobra in. I'm going to bring a second Bradley. This allows us to do like leapfrogs and stuff, I think. I think we're bringing that in more for the Bradley gun, the Bradley cannon, than for the infantry. And I think it's going to end up being valuable. Alright, they got their own helicopters, which are not actually a huge danger to us. Yeah, this helicopter's just dead, actually. So let's go ahead and do that. So you move to here. And then we could move you forward. I think I'd rather do it like this. That's pretty nice. That's very useful. think we continue backing you off, and then unfortunately we have no idea what's going on with them from there, so I'm going to move this truck forward. This truck's going to get vision on the other side of the line for us. I suppose I could be trying to move an infantry team down around here. But you know what? We'll move these guys into the truck next turn, move the truck forward, and have them get off in the trees over here, somewhere where we can get some vision. I was really hoping we'd be able to take control of this area before it became a whole thing. Alright, that is no surprise. Okay, laser designator. Pretty dangerous, actually. That's the thing we care about. Oh, well. Unfortunately, because of the fact that the enemy moves before the swarms do, there's not a ton we can do about that. You can't hit a helicopter under any circumstances, so we can just move the helicopter forward, drop that shot. The cannon on this thing, the machine gun, has only 2 range, so you'd have to move all the way to here to get the shot, and we have already made that unsafe for you to do. So I think this is worth doing. And now it's very threatened, and they can't really move forward. Let's just go ahead and do some of this. That's lucky. Feel pretty good about that. If we don't move these guys, they will get killed, right? Alright, let's still get you in the truck. I think I'm going to do this. And then the truck needs to move forward, but now we know we've seen enemy vehicles come down here, so I'm a little nervous about this. I think I'm going to stop here. Okay, that's interesting. And then we can offload these guys down here, and they won't be useful, but they'll at least give us a lot of vision. All right, they respect our helicopter maneuver an awful lot. And is this... Okay, yes, this is the turn that the plane goes up. So, you guys get down here. Then you probably just back up, right? So let's see. I don't really feel safe moving the helicopter around too much. Not forward, anyway. So why don't we... I think I am just going to move the helicopter down here and blow up these guys. And then it's not safe to move a tank adjacent to them. But now that they've seeded this area, we should definitely take advantage of that. So, right here, like this gives us... It does not give us vision of that. That's a shame. But this feels like a pretty solid move forward, right? Alright, so you can see all the way out to there. That's going to really curtail their movement. Let's have you fall back so that you don't get laser designated. These guys are going to get a free shot on us, which is obviously not the place I want to be in. Alright, and then once we've wasted their airstrike turn, we can push real hard. See if we can't maybe remove a couple of these designators. So as far as we know, they have 1 on-foot team left and 1 Jeep team left. Alright, as always, best way to deal with an anti-tank team is a tank. And then, like... I sort of want to... We have 4 range, so yeah, I'm going to do this. Because we know a lot of the stuff that's actually dangerous to the helicopter is not around. Yeah, swoop in, get that done. You guys definitely just want to push forward. It is maybe going to be expensive for us to take the woods here, but I think it's worth it. Yep, I like this. What can see him? Pretty much everything, actually. And if he wanted to shoot... If I went to here, and he wanted to shoot back, he has to come to here, which both of them can see. So even if he does get the lucky hit... I'm going to do it. This is aggressive, but I'm going to do it. Oh, hey, that's a problem. Well... Well, darn. That's pretty bad. Okay, they got one of these things entrenched, which is really annoying. Yep, we just lost Bradley. At least it's not the one with the guys in it. Alright, do we want to... Yeah, right, because the Bradleys have no way of shooting back. So we can move to here, and now the Bradley has to run away. I can only put out one set of guys, because any other guys we put out would just get eaten. Let's have one of the tanks move around this way. Yep, and I guess you're just staying put. You, on the other hand... You know, I just want to make life as difficult as possible for the laser team. Okay. Yeah, losing one of the Bradleys is really bad. Wow, okay. Okay. So, I think the move here is helicopter plus this tank to kill this guy, or at least to attempt to. Oh wow, okay, so they have some other stuff over here. All right, well this is potentially map losing bad. Like we might actually have to start again now. I guess we still have a tank and a half left. But holy shit, the amount of stuff that they are allowed to have. Like they get, in theory, they have a quarter more recruitment points than we do, but in practice they get about twice as many points worth of actual units as we do. Alright, we know that this tank is right here. I'm gonna... Yeah. Okay, was really hoping to get the good shot there. Not having gotten the good shot there means that we have to, means that this tank is dead. Honestly. Yeah... Because I don't want to show my Hydra to the laser team. Yeah, we're just dead. Or this tank is just dead. So without being able to expose the Hydra in any way, I mean, we can do this with it, I guess. I don't know that I actually do want to move you forward, even though you can, in theory, move to that position safely. Guy over here. Yep. Alright. Nobody else moves. Because we can't. Alright. So, they don't roll low damage when it would matter, but they're fine with rolling damage poorly in situations where they know they have the kill anyway. Okay. There we go. So that gives me a little bit better position. This is actually very commanding, provided we survive the initial take. And then... yeah, you guys will get out next turn, hopefully? I mean, at this point, we're behind so many units that it's very difficult to imagine success. So there's no way to leave the Bradley here. That guy kills the Bradley if we leave it here. I can do this. And then the Bradley just has to... well, you know what? The Bradley doesn't have to back up. It can fire. And then we can bring in the helicopter to finish the job. It just couldn't shoot. But it can maintain the position. Alright, we can do that. Okay. Well, right now, they don't have anything to laser designate. And I'm inclined to keep it that way. Alright, if they're going to keep feeding units to us for free, we might still have a chance. Maybe. We don't actually ever have to engage with this entrenched thing. They just gave up a laser team for no reason, which I will absolutely take. Okay, I was going to say, I think that should be clear. Oh, right, you can't take up that position. Never mind. I will just push over here. That's a shame. But now that thing is also vulnerable to a move-end machine gun. Yep, we definitely prioritize the removal of these things over everything else. Alright, now I think they have no way to actually call their airstrikes. It does seem like sometimes if you sit still for too long, the the enemy AI gets a little wiggy. Which is, we are very reliant on this effect. So... I think we want to put this helicopter... like here? Being out of the fast rockets is a real shame. We can do this, and then move this guy up and take this shot, and I was going to say, even if that doesn't kill him, he's motivated not to fire back because of the big missiles on the helicopter. Now keep in mind, we probably cannot kill the anti-air defenses with a helicopter. Like, this is a thing that we will need tanks for, or a tank for. But now they're running really low on things that can damage a tank. Do you have the yeah, you have that shot. So what we really need to do is just create a situation where we can move this tank along this road. What is your firing range is annoying. We could take up a position over here to make it unsafe for them to be able to press forward, I guess. Alright, so those guys are dead. Yeah, they can play this game with us a couple more times. Or one more time, I think. They have one more of those units. I think we've killed most of the other units that have the ability to do real damage to armored vehicles. And unfortunately, the way things are set up, it does not make sense for us to ever move this infantry unit ever again. Okay, that'll make things a lot cleaner. They could now, if they wanted to, blitz the helicopter. They would lose stuff for it, but they would get it for sure. But we know that the AI tends to be a little bit cowardly in terms of trades. It really doesn't want to lose stuff. So yeah, we'll just drive the tank up here, blow up the SAM stuff, and then drive down the back way here, so we never have to deal with the entrenched unit. It is honestly pretty baffling that they allowed this to happen. Minimum damage. If we'd gotten a kill on this thing, then the helicopter could have swept in and shot the other one down. Alright, now we can do that. Oh, hey. I guess it's true. We had seen a helicopter drop troops off, and we had never taken care of it, I'm pretty sure. So, we knew that thing was around somewhere. Yeah, it sort of doesn't matter how your strategy goes. The person who has a tank left is the winner. We made some real bad moves, but they made some equally bad ones to put us back in the game. All right, scraped through. It counts.
This place is fucked, man. No wonder they were desperate enough to come over.
They didn't have to attack us.
Sure they did. The strong eat the weak. That's how it is. How do you think this country got started?
Which country? Ours or theirs?
You fucks still think you're the good guys? That's civilian thinking. Give me a fucking break. Everything we have, we took from someone else. And one day, someone will come along and take it from us. That's the fucking truth of the world.
Wish I had a cigarette.
By the way, if you're not from America and you ever have wondered why Americans are the way they are, it's because deep down, a lot of us really do think that way. It's sort of just a thing that emerges, I think, from the way our country started. It's very hard to feel good about it. ISRO fluid is an easily recognizable dark red substance of mineral origin found near infestations. It is secreted by ISRO and acts as a lubricant and coolant for their internal mechanisms. It is toxic and should be avoided. Yeah, so that's why all the water looks the way it does, is because there's ISRO all up in it. If ingested, symptoms include, bad stuff. If these occur, hold 2 crushed ampules of amyl nitrate to the victim's nose. If in a contaminated area and the victim is wearing a mask, insert the crushed ampules inside the mask. If symptoms persist, repeat the treatment. Interesting. Until normal breathing returns or 8 ampules have been used. I guess that's the point where, like, it becomes, for resource purposes, too expensive to trying to keep them alive. Seek medical aid as soon as possible. Alright, so nobody drink the fruit punch. Make a helicopter landing to take an otherwise inaccessible area.
The history of the 10th Cavalry Regiment's filled with honor and sacrifice. We go in where other forces wouldn't dare to tread. We stare into the face of the impossible and tell the impossible to go fuck itself. Today's gonna be another glory-filled day in the history of the Cav Scouts. The history books will remember our bravery and our valor. Ready to earn those spurs, trooper?
Sir, yes, sir!
Okay, so this time we have the air support. 15, and then they get another 5. Capture all points from left to right. Seems pretty straightforward. What do we got? We get to start with up to 3 Cobras. Okay, so we gotta take control points, which means you need actual ground units. So we could just go 3 Cobras and a Chinook, right? The Chinook's a lot of dudes on the ground. Oh, hey, this is one of those anti-tank mine helicopters. Creates a minefield that disables the next tracked vehicle to move there. I'm assuming from the wording there that it just removes its ability to move. It's probably like still able to shoot like a tank that's gone down to 1 health. But who knows? To be perfectly honest with you, I do kind of think this is the play. Just maximum anger copters. Yeah, let's do this. We're gonna try it this way. Who knows? It may turn out to be real silly. Okay, that looks safe enough. Obviously, we got to be pretty careful until our infantry have had time to fan out a little bit. Okay, stuff's pretty safe for the moment. I mean, we have no idea where they may have been able to start static defenses, right? Let's have you land. I'm going to drop off 2 rifle teams, and then we're going to move forward again. Let's have one of the helicopters move up to here. Should be able to get some decent line of sight. And I don't really care about these things. Actually, like, almost certainly not a threat to us, right? Okay, that's a good thing to see early. Alright, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and just take the opportunity to shoot one of the big missiles at this thing. Of course. I should have known. Let's see, we can run up and double tap that thing. Don't necessarily love that. Oh, it can't... Yeah, never mind. This thing can't shoot helicopters. Obviously, we just shoot it a bunch. So this helicopter's dead, then. Oh, hey, lucky me. You can't hit aircraft, right? Yeah. Alright, let's fire one of the big missiles here, even though it's not probably really necessary, just because I want to save the fast-moving shots for, you know, as far as we want to use them while shooting, or while moving, right? We don't want to use them now. Go ahead and land. Let's deploy... Hey, where do we want to put out the sniper rifle team is the real question. I think the answer is we need them to be up here. So I'm just going to have one of these teams take up this spot. You guys got to move forward. You guys should press that for sure. Oh, hey. That's an actual tank. I'm pretty sure you just get back in the helicopter. Okay, so they have 10,000 armored units right there. And actually, it's not even very safe for us to move our infantry up because of the damn swarms. Maybe we do just deploy everybody over here? No, let's move up to here at least. Yeah, that howitzer is super fucking annoying. So is it even worth firing one of the 70mm rockets? There's a very small chance we can do 1 damage. I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna go ahead and land. We're gonna go ahead and shovel dudes out here. So let's push. How do I want to do this? You guys are moving forward like that. We know that. I think I'm gonna put the recon team out this way. I obviously don't want them to end up adjacent to directly adjacent to an enemy. Let's do some of this. I mean, the problem is our infantry is functionally pretty low value as long as they have that howitzer, and there's no way for us to stop them from having that howitzer as long as they have, you know, 25 points of tanks that they bought with 15 points. Interesting. Okay, well, first things first, obviously. Okay, that's lucky. So yeah, I was gonna say, you must not have that shot or he wouldn't have moved there, because they can see these guys. They have people at the edge of the forest. Boy, how do we want to do this, then? Could move to here in the hopes of trying to bait them so that these guys will move forward and just shoot us. And then they'll howitzer. Yeah, that doesn't actually help. Alright, you guys are getting back in the helicopter, I guess? And the helicopter is moving. You can't stay here, because again, that thing will happen. But I guess you can back up to there and just make it impossible for them to come out into this area. And hopefully the weird bug dudes will do some good work on our behalf. All right, that's pretty lucky. Unfortunately, we have to roll max damage to kill this tank. And we did not even do damage. Again, feels like it's pretty low value to even attempt. Here, let's radio for air support. And then I guess I don't really want to use the rockets on those dudes, but maybe we should, given that our whole deal is so much more infantry heavy this time out. We certainly don't want to be in range of the tank's machine gun. Alright, I'm going to use one of the fast rockets. And getting rid of those guys is worth a lot. You're actually in a really good defensive position. You're going to stay put. Actually, would this be better? Yeah. Let's have you take up the position that other guy just vacated. And you sort of can't put down yet, I don't think. I guess, you know what? Maybe it'll be okay to deploy these guys here. I'm not too worried about the tank shooting my my troop helicopter, because, like, my troops are deployed. This helicopter now basically only has value as a pair of eyes. So... Alright, and you standing still means bad stuff for you. Yeah, so these guys are just dead. Having 2 HP makes an infantry unit pretty much useless. The odds of the enemy allowing you to use them are so low. Okay, those guys have got to go. No, they don't. Never mind. I don't care about them. I keep thinking, like, enemy units with low health are what do you call it? Laser painters. But first of all, we don't have any reason... Okay. Don't have any reason to think the enemy... You know, we know the enemy doesn't have air support on this mission. And secondly, we've already seen these guys. We know what kind of dudes they are running. So we know they have a ton of tanks left, and we can't really do anything about that at the moment. Like, they need to... Unfortunately, they just have to come out and show themselves. I guess you... stay put? I'm going to move somebody back to here so we have an eye on all this stuff. And even though we're not afraid of an anti-tank unit on account of we have no tanks... oh, hey, they did a thing they can't have done. They're expecting me to believe something drove all the way around here in the amount of time that they had. That's a tough sell. And it's a tank. It's a full-size tank. Well, they just win the mission. Yep, because they can just roll that guy backwards and win. Let's see if they actually are smart enough to do it. It may be the case that the AI doesn't actually consider victory above shooting. Yep, that is in fact the case. Alright, well, now we have to move these guys backwards. We do at least get to do that. So these guys get to shoot me no matter what I do. I don't think it makes sense to call in the air support yet. Yep, and they just get to shoot us forever. I mean, we do have to have infantry units left in order to be able to cap and thus win. So I actually have to deal with this. Okay, that's considerably less threatening. And then... do I think that that truck is going to drive close enough for me to be able to airstrike it? Honestly, no, I don't. Okay. Yeah, they apparently... their tanks move real fast. Maybe a little bit faster than ours, it seems like. I don't think that there's any, like, as bad as some parts of this strategy are, I do not think that we have a better strategy available to us. And having very little in the way of ground forces does mean that a lot of the enemy units' strategies are invalid. Like, they have a bunch of anti-tank teams that can't hit air. So I think what we're going to do this time is just press this way super fast. Okay, that's a much better start. I like that a lot. I don't like that my units always do such bad damage. That is definitely frustrating. Okay, you can't target anything that I've brought. Now that that has happened, we definitely have a different situation. So do I want to have more units do I want to have our helicopters continue to push up this way for right now? I think maybe. We'll move forward a little bit. We'll sit here just barely in range of that guy, and I mean, it doesn't actually matter. He's going to move toward the control points, but let's see what they do with it. Interesting. Well, I think your move is a no-brainer. Okay, pretty good stuff. If we end up losing this helicopter to take out 2 tanks, I don't feel too bad about it. They're going to get 1 more tank in a couple of turns. Yeah, it's not so bad. Well, we can't actually fight them for this control point anymore. So, what do I want to do? I guess I'm going to go back to here and maybe land and deploy in the woods and just keep this stuff safe. Alright. We rolled pretty badly against that tank a couple of times, but we got there in the end. So, we have reason to believe that they would have at least 1 more anti-aircraft car. You know, the anti-aircraft car. Let's go ahead and deploy like this. Okay, their other anti-aircraft thing is over here, which is good information. That thing's going to shoot the helicopter, and I'm fine with it. Oh yeah? That... Okay, it just chose not to fire at all? Which is a really weird thing for it to do, given the situation. Alright, so, this creates an interesting decision for us. How exactly do we best apply these helicopters to this situation? Unfortunately, there is no way for us to threaten this thing. This little alcove here was built specifically for a duster to be put into by the people who made the game. Which is definitely a little bit of a complicating factor. Do I want to move the sniper team forward? Not really. I think I actually want to move them into this space. So I'm going to pull the helicopter up here. Move the helicopter to there, where it can give me, yep, vision of that tank. And then we just move these guys through here up to there. And then threaten stuff up in this area. And I want to put these helicopters in more relevant spots, but it's tough. Okay. That's not great. What we can do is put this in a position where if that thing comes up to attack here, we have a standing shot on it. I'm not going to spend missiles on those dudes. I don't care about those guys. Okay, they are going to go for it. Alright, we definitely do this, and this, and this, and you guys aren't going anywhere, so you may as well do that. Let's just open fire. I'm gonna roll the dice here. Okay, pretty bad. Unfortunately, we really needed a 5 or a 6 there, but... Also, helicopter with 1 health isn't useful against a tank in any other way. Oh, hey, you're out of missiles that do any damage at all. Okay, well... And they have an additional tank. So, we're in, like, completely dire straits here. Which does change things a little bit. Yeah, this is, the helicopter strategy is too fragile, I think. But unfortunately, there isn't a strategy available to us that is any less fragile. Right, we could bring jeeps. But the jeeps are worse. Like the jeeps are worse against tanks, and they die just as easily. Yeah, there just actually isn't another strategy available to us with the units we have. Maybe we need to use some of those mine-laying helicopters? We can't move anybody forward, because obviously they'll just get annihilated. Alright, well they did just give me that tank, which I do appreciate. So they're going to try to do the same thing here, right? So I'm gonna park a vehicle in this space so that they can't get the flank. They'll never move this unit forward again, probably. I think you guys are just gonna sit still until the airplane refuels, maybe? So we know they still have another tank down here. Alright, you can now return to spotter duty while you sit in this space.
Castle, Viper 09 are inbound. Freeman 80 at 35.
Interesting. Why would that be the move?
Viper 09 are at 160 on station. Request laser. Viper 09 are laser acquired. Weapons away.
So unfortunately, we are now in pretty bad shape. Yeah, these things are just too powerful against infantry. So the infantry Chinook is probably wrong. Because, like, the infantry Chinook is 100% invalidated by the presence of the howitzer. Unless you apply a ton of pressure to the howitzer right away. In which case, okay, so you could do the thing we did on like the first turn or two. Push forward, wipe that out. And then just have all your helicopters fall back and play kind of a zone defense over here. The problem is, the enemy gets too many tanks for you to kill. They receive 20 deployment points and they use it to buy 5 tanks and also a bunch of other stuff somehow. And I mean, I kind of think that you just have to roll really well on all of your... You have to get your helicopters into space to use the stationary missiles, and then you just have to roll extremely well. Yeah, okay, we're done, obviously. There's no version of this where we can survive. The situation we got into there was no strategy available to us. We were just going to get worn down. All of our infantry were going to be killed before we could kill even most of their stuff. So yeah, I don't know exactly how we're going to do that. This is definitely not one where you can avoid fighting a significant portion of the enemy force, because they come in along the axis all the control points are on, and they only move along that axis. So you actually do have to kill everything, or at least all of the vehicles. But also, none of your troop options give you enough ammunition to kill everything, if you roll anywhere near the expected value of your ammunition's damage. That's a tough one. Alright, well, that's going to be it for us for today. When you come back next time, tomorrow, I'm going to have thought about this a little bit. We're going to try to figure out a strategy that is numerically even capable of succeeding, which... frankly, for the moment, I do not see. And we'll see you then.